Good morning, everyone. It is day 5 after transfer, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm feeling a little bit down. I will tell you guys this. No matter how many transfers you do, no matter how many failed transfers you get used to, no matter how many successful transfers you have, this process, this weight, always gets to you. Now, I haven't tested yet. However, because it's getting closer, I'm starting to get worried. You know, the day after transfer day, you're all hype and stuff, and then the closer you get to testing, I'm cleaning my progesterone. For some reason, well, I know for me, you get this, something just comes over me that's like reality, right? It can very much go your way, but it can very much also not go your way. And I have experienced both. So I'm still very hopeful, but I can't shake the feeling that what if it doesn't go my way? Now everyone knows today is day 5. Today is normally the day that we cheat test. And we're gonna do that over on Facebook. However, we changed the date. We're not doing it today. Instead, we're gonna do it on Wednesday. That's gonna be day 8 after transfer. I'm drawing up air. I'm still at 1 millimeters. And my reason for that is because I recently got some information that I didn't know. Everyone knows this is my 4th transfer. This is my 4th transfer. And every transfer we have done, it has always been, the embryo has always been a 5. And I'm talking about not the day of the embryo, but I'm talking about the grading of the embryo. This embryo that we transferred on the 25th was a 3. It was a 3AB. And normally we transfer 5 AAs or 5 ABs. Regardless, it's still a 5. And if anybody knows about the grading system, it still is a day 5 embryo, which means it's still a blastocyst. So it's still a blastocyst, but I didn't know that with the grading of the embryos, it determines what type of blastocyst, and that determines how far along in the progression, how far along in the stage of blastocyst it is. I had no idea. I just thought if it's a blastocyst, it's a blastocyst. If it's a day 5 embryo, it's a day 5 embryo. This is a day 5 embryo. However, it's a 3 day 5 embryo, which means it's in stage 3 of the blastocyst process. That means an embryo that would be like a 5AB would be expanded more. It has to do less once it gets into the uterus cavity. A 3 still has once they transfer the embryo to the uterus cavity, it still has expanding to do. It still has a few more steps before it breaks out of its shell and begins to implant. And I just learned this yesterday. A day 5, it's basically it's out of its, not out of its shell, because out of its shell would be a 6, but it's about ready to be out of the shell. A day 5 is pretty much about ready to escape out of its shell, so, and then implant. So basically, when you implant a day 5, it has less to do to implant once they transfer it. A day 5 basically goes in, once it's in there, it comes out of its shell and implants immediately. A day 3, not a day, I want to stop saying day because it's grading. It's still a day 5 because it wouldn't be a blastocyst if it wasn't day 5. But a 3 still has to expand some and do a few other things before it comes out the shell, then implant. So there could be a 1 to 3 day delay an implant with a embryo grading 3 than a 5. And what I've learned is that the numbers of the grading basically tells you what stage of a blastocyst it is. So a 5 would be a couple days older than a 3. It has a few, so versus a 5, like I said, you transfer it, it pretty much breaks out to its shell and ready to implant. A 3, it still has to make it to a 4, a 5 in you, a 6 in you, which means completely out of its, completely hatched, and then attaches. With that being said, I chose, there can be typically when we transfer 5s, we know on day 5 after transfer, 1 ml is what I'm showing you guys. We know day 5 after transfer, it's a pretty, let's remember to change our needle this time. We know day 5 after transfer is a safe day to take a cheek test and determine if we're pregnant or not. Okay. So I got 1 ml. However, this is our first time transferring at 3. And since I learned this information, and then I learned that it can be, 1 to 3 days delayed in implanting than a 5, it could take longer to implant. And with that information, I'm choosing to push back my cheat day 3 days to make sure when I cheat, I have an accurate reading, because it would devastate me if I looked at the test and it did say negative and then find out after that it's positive. I would automatically, no matter what day it is, if I see a negative test, I'm automatically reacting as if it's negative. And I don't think I would take it good, right? So I want, even if it's a negative, I want to be 100% sure, in fact, it is a negative. I don't want to be thinking, see a negative and then be depressed and be thinking, but I still got time, So I think it's best for me, best for my family, best for my supporters to have more accurate information. And since a 3-day, not 3-day, but a embryo graded 3 is a few days behind to delay the pregnancy test, a few days behind. So the pregnancy test, cheat test will not be tonight, you guys. It will be this Wednesday, April 2nd. I believe that's Wednesday, April 2nd, over on my Facebook page. So if you're not following my Facebook page, please follow my Facebook page. Again, it's changed to this Wednesday, April 2nd. And we'll do it about 6 o'clock on my Facebook page. So I just want to explain it to you guys. I did make Gov's at work, so I have to do it myself. I did make Gov put he put red permanent marker, put my my circles back so I do it correctly so I can see it good. He put my circles back. I did make him do my circles back before he went to work today. I just want to make sure. So I'm just going to clean it. Hold on. Oh, wow. I don't know if that's good. Hold on. Oh, the marker's like coming off with the alcohol. Okay, sorry y'all. My camera said it ran out of storage and it stopped, so I have to put 2 videos together. But anyways, I already cleaned it, and here we go. We're about to inject.
So yeah, y'all, I'm feeling a little bit down this morning. Only just because I'm trying to prepare myself for the worst. I have high hopes still, but if anybody knows that's been through this process, this part never gets easy, you know? Just so hard. I was hoping I wouldn't feel this way this time only because, you know, I finally got my, last time it was my third transfer, and then I finally got, you know, my positive. So I was like, well, maybe I won't react the way I normally do or feel the way I normally do, because I did get a positive last time. But I have to admit, you guys, this thing never gets easy. And you have to remember, these are still our babies, right? I have to breathe, y'all. And it never gets easy. Just like if you naturally had kids, you know, with no help, and something happened to you during one pregnancy, it's still going to be hard for you, even if you had 4 other kids at home, because they're still your babies, right? And that's how you feel. So yeah, but this is the reality of it. And I want to be as transparent to everyone. I don't want to not give anyone hope or make somebody feel any type of way, but this is just the reality of it. Now I hope other people can take it better than me. And I'm not saying everyone feels like that, but this is the way it gets to me. So I'm going to try to today stay busy. I haven't cooked in a few days, and you guys know I love cooking. So that's not me. So today, I'm going to cook. I think I'm going to make some spaghetti. And I'm going to try to do things to get my mind off the test until Wednesday. But again, I thank everyone for y'all's support through this process. Continue to pray for my family that we have a positive. We still got to do our Lovenox, ladies. Mary's still sleeping. I'm gonna make her some eggs and oatmeal in a second. You guys, I'm so stressed out. Sorry, I don't want to dampen anybody this morning. But it's hard to shake the little stress feeling, but I'll be all right. Thank you again for everybody that supports me. I couldn't have done it without you guys. I wouldn't have the courage to keep going without you guys. And if anybody else, well, I know there's a lot of supporters that I have that went through the same process as me. And they have always reached out to me during their transfers and things like that. But if there's anybody else that needs support during their infancy, sorry, you guys, I keep running out of storage. My video keeps turning off. I gotta clean up my storage after this video. So this is gonna be like 3 videos I have to put together. That's the Lovenox. Let's take our Claritin. Y'all, I have worry in my chest. It doesn't feel good. Let's take our Pepcid. And that's it. Okay, so remember, transfer day is changed till next Wednesday, April 2nd. I hope to see everyone there. I love y'all. Continue to pray for our family. Pray for Sticky Baby.